I must have just closed it rather than changing windows.
Um, right, hopefully we'll see if it is any less laggy than it was last week. I have got a thing so I can see everyone's pings to the server on the player list. I don't know if that's public or if only I can see it. I don't know, but it might be interesting to see.
I can see it, so I assume it's
Okay,
public.
I'll say yeah.
And yeah,
It will disappear and refresh sometimes. I don't know, but it might be. I was just interested to see if like when people are getting lag, if it's a ping thing or if it's a server thing or what. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, last session nothing happened because nobody took any notes. So we opened last session with you heading into Neelam's Grove. With the knowledge that the Uniter was mobile and moving in an eastward direction, you entered into the forest and began trying to... you decided to try and look for a defensible spot or some kind of open area where if the Uniter was headed towards you, you would have some space to operate in and to defend yourselves, confront him if should he arrive. After around an hour or so of travel through the forest, you encountered two chimeras, and shortly followed after that by a much larger, to steal Jake's term, I guess, Giga Chimera. These chimeras being a long extinct creature on Thentos, none of you have ever seen in the flesh. So to see one was something, to see three of them was something else entirely. But you did, despite burning through a decent amount of resources and spell slots, you did manage to defeat them. Upon defeating them, you spent a little bit of time examining their bodies in the area. The bodies of these creatures were kind of absent of any kind of like weathering or noticeable aging or anything like that. They were they looked, despite being fully grown adult wild creatures, they looked rather fresh and sort of unharmed, unaged. Before you could take too much time to speculate on the meaning of that, though, you became aware of two invisible presences also in this area with you, revealing themselves to be Zerviel the Uniter and their sand dragon Leog. There was a tense conversation before the Uniter then either revealed their knowledge or became aware of the fact that there was another one of these rings in the presence of this conversation with your group. At which point, the Uniter demanded that you handed it over, and when there was some reticence to do so, the Uniter pointed their fingers out towards Nyx and threatened that you should hand it over, or that Nyx would be, I believe the words were, the first one to go. And in a brief flash of various magical moments, the attempt by Zerviel to cast banishment on Nyx was counterspelled initially by Erend, and then followed up by Erend herself casting banishment, removing Zerviel, Artuit and Nyx from this plane. At which point the Sand Dragon got rather vicious and rather angry, began attacking Elwyn, Erend and John, who were left behind. Towards the end of the third round of this ensuing combat, Leokin was able to charge down Erend and deal enough damage to drop her concentration, at which point the three banished characters returned to the scene, but alongside Artuir was a tall, muscular, blonde-haired Adonis of a humanoid, and that was where we left off. I'm going to begin by rolling initiative for the 4 people that have joined this scene. So there is this flash as the banishment drops, and the three banished characters return. Standing alongside Arthur is this what you would recognise, having spent some time with Arthur and with general knowledge of the pantheon of the new gods. Certainly, at least in terms of the physical appearance, appears to be a match for the recognised avatar of Lathander, the god for whom Arthur is a follower. As an immediate reaction, Elwyn, it is your turn.
Okay, I look at that and kind of see that good old Erin's probably still in the worst fare. I'm going to...
She certainly is. Actually, no, she's alright on health currently, but she's
yeah,
not in a great
but
situation.
I think these 2 Butchko's going to go and sort that out. If I remember correctly, this is the only time I didn't stealth either, did I?
Yes, I believe you're right, yes. Nice. That is 26 piercing and radiant damage.
Again.
That one is a miss, however.
That was a miss at 19.
It was a miss at 19.
Okay, I'm going to move behind this tree right now. Make sure I can move there. I'll move here and then stealth in this tree.
Yep.
Attempt to stealth. That's my go done.
Nice. I've also just re-upped Z's mage armor, which I appear to have dropped when I deleted and changed his token just now. Cool. Invisible John, it is your turn. John is currently deep in a cast of invisibility.
Oh yeah, I'm also super injured for that part.
Oh yeah, you are actually.
Yeah. I'm gonna just chug a potion of greater healing.
Okay.
Because that won't kill my invisibility, will it?
No, I'm fine with that. Not having those.
Well, that's certainly of all the rolls, that is one of them.
Wow.
Then I'm gonna just wander over towards the dragon, and I'm not gonna do any other actions.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Arthur, as you return to this plane, you post banishment, during banishment, you found yourself back in the citadel of the sun, and upon your arrival, you found yourself in the presence immediately noticeable of your god Lathander. Who offered no words. Lathander is not the most articulate of the gods, at least traditionally as written of. But as you arrived in the citadel, reached out his hand and raised you up from your knees to your feet. Before you had much of an opportunity to take that in, you find yourself back here, but with your god alongside you.
Awesome. So I look left, just he's there. Awesome, fun, and I just charge forward
Nice.
at the Uniter, who is apparently getting a bonus from my aura.
He may still be set as friendly. I'm going to
He
say
ain't
that
no
is
friend
no longer
of mine.
true. One moment. There we go.
I think if I remember correctly, I've burnt an awful lot of my stuff. Don't have my channel divinity, no. I do, however, have my celestial revelation, which I will use.
Nice.
So as I'm charging, fueled with the fact that my god is here with me, the wings kind of sprout from my back. The kind of whole armor gets a bit of a divine glow to it, and I'm gonna just fly my way towards him and just swing my sword a couple of times at him, see if I can do some damage.
Nice. That is an 18. Which the Uniter, in reaction, casts shield. You slam it down. You see as you swing down, you've got a good hit. Like Z doesn't seem to have time to react, and then just as your sword goes to meet the flesh, you see the sort of small burst and shimmers that puts the shield up, which you just make contact with, unable to push through.
I'm not gonna let it phase me. I'm just gonna swing again.
Yeah. That one's a hit.
I will add my celestial revelation damage, and I will burn a second level smite on there.
All in.
If I could add more than one smite, I would.
That is 33 damage.
Cool. And that is everything I can do.
Nice. Right behind you.
Come on, Giga Chad.
Lathander, as you dash forward, swing with these two wild strikes at the Uniter, Lathander, barely taking a moment to take in the scene, just follows up behind you, that runs in alongside you and just does the same, pulls out this long greatsword from his side.
Ooh.
And hits Zerviel for 43 damage. And as the sword just slashes straight through that magic shield, you can feel, Archer, as you're alongside, there is this sort of not searing heat, not uncomfortable heat, but almost like a comforting heat. As the sword makes contact and just gives off this burst of light. Nyx, it is your turn. What would you like to do, Mr. Cormac?
Gun. I would like to gun.
Gun.
Mm-hmm. Let me gun. I'm trying to figure out gun thing. Can I use this?
This.
Yeah.
Dazing shot. You certainly can.
Yeah. Okay.
Who are you targeting? Because you've hit yourself.
Okay, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do that.
Who are you shooting?
Z.
At the United. Okay, cool. That's 15 is a miss on that, I'm afraid.
Damn. Okay. I'll just shoot him again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one is also a miss. First shot misses quite right. The second one is you're pretty confident that's actually a really good shot, Nix. And you see as the bullet just passes alongside Lathander and it should hit the Uniter square in the chest, just bounces off that magic shield that's currently up.
Well, that's not very fair.
Fucking wizards.
Anything else you would like to do?
No, I'm just gonna be annoyed.
Okay. Leo is up. Starts off by attempting to use its frightful presence on you, Aaron, as it's just towering over you.
Yeah, she's scared.
You are.
Erin does just look at this second defeated. She had one idea and it didn't work.
Why is it not put the frightened on you? There we go. You are frightened. You can, but you can make a. I don't think it's well. I thought it's set up properly. I haven't. You can make a save for that at the end of each of your turns. By the way,
Lovely.
It's a wisdom save. Yeah. So Leokin just stands over you and lets out this massive roar, which just sends a cold shiver down your spine. You've already lost your concentration the last time it attacked you, and now you just have this physical beast stood over you. And it just begins wildly swinging its claws at you. Amazing. Why has he got disadvantage?
Spoke of
Oh, of course, yeah.
whatever was misdirection.
Yeah, so it's just takes the first claw at you. Second claw comes down.
Okay, I will shield that.
Yep.
Oh god, with the second level spell.
Yeah, so the first one comes down just a few inches to your side as your cloak manages to sort of just throw it off a little. The second comes down. You can tell already the second time these claws are just coming straight across your face, and you just cast the shield, just deflecting at the last minute. And then it just pulls back that massive muscular neck and just slams it down towards you and takes a bite as the shield comes up. Misses.
Can we talk about how fucking awesome Cloak of Displacement really is?
It is awesome.
Wizard's best friend.
Zerviel, the Uniter, is up. The Uniter sort of, you see as the greatsword from the Thander cuts through that shield and just goes quite comfortably through that shield. You can see almost a little bit of surprise on the Uniter's face after it as you are up close. The Uniter immediately sort of reels back, takes the damage, sort of almost just sort of grasps at their sort of side where the greatsword made contact. And then you see this just look of anger across the Uniter's face as the Uniter just looks to you, Arthur, begins casting a spell.
Yeah, fucking do it. Go on.
Aaron's got counter spell, right? But is it
Aaron
60
is
for
miles
counter
away.
spell?
Erin is too far away. Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
is it
got one
60?
spell left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In that case, yes.
I could take it.
The Uniter just takes that blow to the side with the greatsword, looks at you, and just utters this
I
single
can't take it.
ancient word.
What was that? I can't hear you. This helmet's really thick.
And for those of you, all of you that were with the United previously, you have heard this word before. And as soon as you hear it, there's almost... You don't even recognise the language of this word. This is some kind of ancient language. But you can feel the necrotic energy just almost take over the atmosphere in this area. As the Uniter uses power word kill on Artir.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm built different, mate. I'll tough it out.
Holy shit.
You don't even have to roll to hit.
Yeah, I don't know why there's a roll on that. And immediately, standing alongside his god, you see Artir drop down to the ground. You have, like I say, all of your party, you have seen this before, this spell and the effect of this. You talked amongst yourselves previously about what you believe that was and what the effect of that was. You are all sure you have, for the second time in your lives, been present for the use of one of the most infamous spells, power word kill.
Peace out, homies.
Oh, man, I'd be so pissed off if I cared about God that much to be a complete nerd about it, and then he just let me die next to him.
I'm actually way too nosy. I need to be here.
Aaron, it's your turn.
Okay. Does the dragon have a range sort of area? If the dragon was 5 feet away from me, could I run away without getting giving it an attack of opportunity?
You have seen it make attacks at 10 feet.
Oh, fuck. Okay, well, let's not do that. Oh, I'm not using that. I think I might. I think I literally might just have to do that. Oops. Yeah. Okay, I am going to try and hit it with oh, he's injured. Okay. Aaron is absolutely terrified, but he's going to try and hit the dragon with Toll the Dead.
Nice.
Oh, applied to Arthur. Oh, that was a different effect. Right.
It's a bit harsh.
Yeah.
Passes, yeah.
Yeah, which they've done every fucking time. Okay. And then I might as well try it anyway. As a bonus action, I am going to use telekinetic shove.
Okay.
Got them targeted. I don't know if I need to. Which basically means they need to make a strength saving throw against a DC of 17.
Yeah, fails.
And it gets pushed back 5 feet.
Nice.
And that's it.
Okie dokie. Elwyn.
Alan thinks that the big god guy can hand it over there. He's gonna. Oh, well, that should be advantage, shouldn't it?
Yes, it should have been. Take another one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will do the same again.
Cool. Yeah, that looks good.
And I want to get a better look over here, so I'm going to run behind this tree here, and then stealth again.
Yeah.
Keep myself on the move.
Nice. John, yeah, you are unseen currently. What would you like to do on your turn?
Yeah, so 1 second. I'm having a really hard time navigating this screen for some reason.
You do have
Click and drag.
166 ping.
Click and drag moves doesn't seem to work super well as it used to. I don't know quite why. Let me just try refreshing it and see if it helps.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm gonna go to the dragon and attack it, but I just think I think as soon as I can do it. Come on. Okay, cool. Does that work? No, it doesn't, but it's fine. Yeah, the view is okay. Hmm. Yeah. I'm gonna just light the bolt out.
Nice.
That probably be me. Actually, I'm gonna hide behind the tree. I hope I didn't get errand, but
Nice.
I
No, you
did.
didn't. You're good. Yeah, he takes 26 damage from that.
Awesome. I'll hide behind the tree, and then that's it.
Nice.
Cool.
Lathander looks down at Artuir as he sees one of his followers, someone that has dedicated their entire existence to Lathander, and just immediately
Shrugs and goes, "Oh well."
Could have been me.
More of them, really. I've got more of those. It's fine.
Meat shield.
Oh, you still got 2 kobolds in that uniform, right?
Just you all hear this time as Lathander pulls back on the greatsword and swings at the Uniter again, lets out just almost a scream of rage. Like greatsword just swings down onto the Uniter, and you see hits the Uniter pretty hard. Deals 45 damage to the Uniter. And you see the Uniter actually stumble. This is a really hard hit this time. Lathander puts everything behind this swing, and the Uniter sort of stumbles back again. And this time, as the Uniter stumbles back and just sort of grasps at their torso as the greatsword makes contact, you see that the Uniter coughs up some blood and it just sort of coughs up down onto the floor, then just looks back up at Lathander as they sort of pull back up to their own standing position, and just has this not smug, certainly the Uniter looks like they recognise they are matched, if not equalled, or even excelled here currently, but that almost has a look of taunting towards Lathander. Nyx, it's your turn. Nice. 5 piercing damage.
Was it only supposed to take 2?
It was, yes.
Okay.
Your gun is not magical, I'm afraid. That one's a miss.
Oh.
Is there anything else you would like to do?
No.
Okay. Oh, errand. Totally forgot. At the end of your turn, make a wisdom saving throw for me.
I can do that. Wisdom save. No. Still scared.
You're still scared.
It's unwise.
Leokin, even as you sort of push back with your telekinetic shove there, in the moment you're pushing back, the neck just cranes forward even at that range and takes a bite at you.
Roll a 21. I can only get to a 20, so I won't shield that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Just bites down at you for 13 piercing.
Which eats, I believe, my arcane ward. I think that had 13.
There was exactly 13 left on it, you're right.
Yeah.
I just moved you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I don't mind.
Then just strides forward and swings the 2 claws at you.
Oh, yeah, I won't be shielding that either. Ow! That's actual damage.
17. I thought I'd made this work so it wouldn't keep rolling at disadvantage after the first hit, but it doesn't matter. That was still a miss regardless. It is the Uniter's turn. Uniter, again, coughs up a little bit of blood. And you are, for those of you that are sort of not pinned down by a dragon, are able to see what's going on, you are pretty sure the Uniter purposely coughs that blood in the direction of the fallen body of Arthur. And the Uniter speaks for the first time since they returned from that banishment. And almost seems to ignore the rest of you around as the Uniter just meets with Lathander's eyes. Has to look up. Lathander is not abnormally sort of tall, but it stands like 6'3", 6'4", is a tall human or humanoid figure. And the Uniter just stands there, looks forward and goes, that will be the first of many which will drop, as your crimes will now be punished. This time, he points over in the direction of Elwyn. He looks at Lathander and says, that one next. And with that, he casts a spell.
Still too far away from me.
I would love to counterspell.
He casts Summon Draconic Spirit.
Copycat.
Yeah. I fucking made him learn that spell as well. Fuck.
Except my Draconic Spirit has not appeared. Hang on.
That happens. Don't worry about it. It happens to all of us. It's not, it's fine. I'm concentrating on that.
For some reason I couldn't get Zerviel's isn't working properly, so I've stolen yours briefly. Forgive me.
Fair enough. Okay, that's okay.
You just out of nowhere, you see this sort of swirling of energy just in front of you, Elwyn, and then a large red dragon appears ahead of you. Lathander turns and looks in that direction, and as he does, Zerviel begins to move. Lathander will take an attack of opportunity. And yeah, even with the distraction, turns around in time to take another swing at the Uniter, this time for 50 damage. And the Uniter dashes off in this direction. Aaron, it is your turn.
Leo's looking pretty injured and pretty scary.
Yeah, he's got a lot of wounds on him. You can see a lot of blood about the body of this dragon.
Okay.
But it's still quite a frightful presence. Charlie setting a bold record for ping there.
Indeed.
Yeah, I am having some serious issues with my internet, I'm afraid.
I think I'm going to... I really wanted to know. I'm going to have to Toll the Dead on it again. Literally the only spell I've got. Does it make the save?
Doesn't.
It takes some damage. Hurrah! I've hit it with that. There's not a lot else I can do as a bonus action. I will just try and push it away again with the telekinetic shove, I think.
Yeah.
It seems... again, a strength save.
Which it fails again.
Oh, nice. Well, it can go 5 feet away. Doesn't really help me, but still. And that's it.
Nice. And then because I cast the Draconic Spirit from you, it thinks it's after your turn. So actually, this should have gone just a moment ago. Yeah, that dragon which just appears in front of you there, Elwyn, just swings its claws down at you. Hitting you for 15 piercing, and their second swing, which is a miss.
Yeah. Take that.
Then it is your turn, Elwyn.
I see. Obviously, you're not running this way, don't you? I feel like
Yeah.
he's trying to run away. I'm gonna bonus action Zephyr Strike myself.
Nice, yeah.
Wait, I've got to clear first, and so I don't cast on anyone else. Where does it? Clear targets. Number 1. Level 1 Zephyr Strike. That means I can move further away, right, and he doesn't get a thing on me.
Yeah.
I'm just going to move to here to start with, and I'm going to just shoot at the Uniter.
Yeah. Nice, yeah. You dash forward. The Uniter seemingly unaware of you as you sort of move out. And yeah, you take the shot, and you see the arrow just spin through the air perfectly. And as it would just hit into the side, you see the burst of shield as it casts up and just deflects the arrow down to the ground.
Yeah, I'll do it again.
Yeah. Oh. That is 37 damage. Yeah, that first one, like I say, the arrow just bounces off. This second one, just perfect shot. You already had the perfect aim the first time. You don't take a second of thought to just let go with that second arrow. And this one hits, you see, bang, as it just stabs high into the shoulder of the Uniter. And the arrow is just there, hanging out of the back of the shoulder as he runs down towards the south of this sort of area.
And I've got some more movement.
Yeah.
Alwyn is actually just going to go right in front of him and shake his head at him.
Nice. John, it's your turn.
Yeah, I think I'm going to just continue with the plan down here. Get at least one of these things off the board. I am very low on spells, so. The spell Fueling Ring, is it an action to do it? It's a reaction, apparently.
Which one?
Spell Fueling Ring.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, I think I'll leave it anyway, just for safety, and I'm just gonna do a lightning launcher attack on the dragon.
Ooh. Yeah.
And again.
Oh, that's better.
That is a lot better.
Oh.
Yeah.
22 damage goes through, and this time the dragon just lets out this scream as that long muscular neck just swings around in pain.
That's it. 8 to attacks, so 20 damage is pretty good. Though I think that, and I'm done. No, I will wander. I want to wander back behind the tree. I'm done.
Nice. Okie dokie. How does that work? Cool. It's Lathander's turn. To the word there. Oh, yeah. He again, just you can see as he sort of chases down towards the Uniter. And
He actually steps on Artur as he goes past.
oh yeah, absolutely. And almost just desperately trying to get to him, takes a swing. Oh, I accidentally rolled disadvantage. That's fine. Anyway, that still would have. Yeah, that's actually a miss. Bounces off that shield as he just sort of desperately chases after and just wildly swings that greatsword and just bounces off that shield. Nyx, it is your turn. What would you like to do? You take a shot at Leo and just miss.
Okay.
Just reload him for you.
Yeah.
Nice. Anything else? Movement, bonus actions?
No. No, I don't think so.
Okay. Oh, Aaron, make another wisdom save for me.
Yep. Oh, over there. Sorry, I'm looking for the button to press. So,
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Yay!
Nice. Yeah, you are no longer frightened. Leo, again, just reaches out with that neck and just bites down in your direction.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Hitting for 16 piercing damage. And then you see as the Leo sort of pulls back, and then there's a shout as the Uniter calls out and says, Leo, come to me. Leo turns and moves in this direction. As he does, Elwyn, you hear the sort of bounding as he sort of dashes down in your direction. And then you can hear the movement, and you hear the sort of the displacement and the wind as this claw swings down towards your back. It does hit you for 16 slashing, Elwyn. And then there is a second claw comes down, which also hits for 17 slashing. On the Uniter's turn, the Uniter, as Elwyn, you sort of stumble forward from both of those claws. You almost get pushed your face as you sort of stumble forward into the chest of the Uniter, and the Uniter, Z, actually reaches forward and just shoves you. And just says, it didn't have to be this way. And then the Uniter is going to cast a spell again. Aaron, I think you're in range this time, aren't you?
I am in range, and indeed I will counter it.
It's up to you. You will recognise the spell if it changes your mind. But yes, you recognise Z reaches out and puts a hand on Leokin and begins to cast teleport at level 7.
No, okay, I can't hit the same level, but I will counterspell it.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's come up saying field dataset is undefined.
Your spells always come up really weird on your character. I don't understand why I keep having this. That's fine. Let's just take away a spell slot from you.
Spell slot, yeah.
There you go. And if you can make a roll of your spellcast abilities, intelligence.
Intelligence, it is indeed.
Yeah.
So is that an intelligence?
Yeah,
roll?
intelligence check. Yeah.
Intelligence check.
And it would be a DC 17.
Oh, that's nowhere near.
Yeah, Aaron, do you know as Leo as the Uniter reached out and puts their hand on Leo, you recognise that the Uniter is casting teleport, and you just instinctively reach out again, send out that wave of counterspell, which previously you failed on, a second time succeeded on against the Uniter, and this time unfortunately it's not enough, and you see your counterspell, this sort of burst of magic energy hits the Uniter, but it's just not enough to counteract what the Uniter is doing. And in a frustrating, disappointing, annoying burst, the Uniter and Leo are gone.
Was a nice little effect still left.
I do have to roll a D100 quick.
I mean, I'm gonna laugh if he rolls a mishap and just hits the cliff.
I suppose I'd have to put in the commands properly.
That would help. Bam.
Yeah, as they disappear, the draconic spirit goes. And you guys are alone. There is a somber and frustrating, disappointing feeling in the air as the realization that the Uniter's just escaped your grasp in a moment when that arrow you just let out, Elwyn, you knew that was a really solid hit. Like you've travelled with Zeoviel pre their fall, post their fall as the Uniter. Like you've seen them strong, you've seen them weak. Like Zeoviel, the physical body looked really weakened. It was so close. And then before the realization really has time to set in, silently you see that tall humanoid just stalks over across the grass, doesn't stop to sort of take in the state of the situation or any of the rest of you, walks over, and you see he walks over, stands behind Arthur, and stabs the greatsword down into the soil, into the floor, so it just stands upright alongside him, and just slowly just bows his head down. As you all sort of gather around the fallen body of Arthur, you see this presence you assume to be Lathander just sort of stood over him with the head bowed. As the group of you sort of approach and sort of near him, for the first time you hear this avatar of a god, the living example of a deity stood alongside you, speaks and says, "This one thought he had disappointed me. And he stops and he turns around and looks across your party, across your group, and says to you, you are the group that accompanied Arthur, and you brought the ring to the Citadel, didn't you?"
Yeah.
My lord, I didn't bring the ring to the Citadel, but I have stood beside Arthur and seen him shine with your light. Surely we can't allow his light to be extinguished so quickly.
He looks to you, and he says, "You are not one of this group, are you?
No.
You represent the elves. And tell me, do you carry the same feelings as the rest of this group about myself, about the gods?"
I have faith in you, my lord. I have always had faith in you. And she puts her hand on the symbol of the Thunder on that holds her cloak closed.
Gone.
I hope that you will stand with the people of this world against the evil.
And he sees, especially as you sort of put your hand to that symbol, he recognises the symbol, and you almost see not even a smile, but there is a acknowledgement of recognition. And he looks to you and he says, Tyr will not approve of my intervention on this day. I have already argued in favour of the message your party brought to the Citadel. I've argued in favour of allowing all of the peoples of this world to decide their own fates. In doing so, it was made quite clear that we were to step back and allow you to define your own fates. This will only make that situation more tense. If I've gone,
my lord, I can only speak for myself and I hope perhaps for these people. But Abahan has stood back for generations and allowed evil to grow, allowed wrong to spread, to not help when people need it is surely something that no real leader would do. I don't question Lord Tyr, but I do think that we stand together if you'll stand with us.
I have upset one god today. It would not benefit any of us to further fracture the moods of our pantheon right now. It is not my place to fight alongside you. But perhaps I can at least find my way to anger one other of my group. At least today she has had all the souls she needs for one day. This one belongs to me and not her. Lathander goes down on one knee alongside Arthur and begins casting the spell Resurrection.
Erin can't help herself just a little bit. She just imagines what it would be like to try and counterspell
that. You can go for
it. She has no spell slots.
Arthur, you awaken feeling fully healed, without a wound on your body, and find Lathander stood, just sort of knelt over you. And as you come to consciousness, you look up and you see your god looking down on you. He gives you a solemn nod. He gets to his feet and pulls that greatsword out of the soil. And he looks at you, Arthur, and for the first time in your existence, your god speaks to you directly and communicates with you. And says, you are not a disappointment until you truly give up. And he nods at you one more time. And Lathander turns and walks just walks past the rest of your group as you all stood there, and just begins walking down towards the south of the map. And you see just on the edge of some of the trees, you can actually see the avatar of Shanti, the wife of Lathander, stood and just sort of beckons him towards as they both walk and meet each other. Lathander turns and looks back at your group once more. Arteria sort of sat up very slightly, taking in this return to life. Lathander looks back and actually calls out to you as a party and says, I dare not cross Tyr twice in one of your lifetimes. The rest of this journey must be yours and yours alone, not just as a group of 5, but as a populace and as a world. We will be watching. We will be wishing you the best, but your fate of this entire world, all of its people, should be their own. And Lathander turns and just takes Shanti's hand, and the two of them just walk into the forest. Arthur, you are alive and healthy.
Yeah. Fuck. My god, it's so cool. Are there any, like, side effects?
There
Am I
are
right in
indeed.
thinking there are? Yeah.
You
I'm a bit woozy.
Yeah, you are healthy, but you are
Yeah.
certainly, you have been through.
Goes down by 1 every long rest. Cool. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. I know it. I sit up and look around, I guess, to take count of who's here and if we missed anyone, if we lost anyone, and everyone's still there. I kind of just relax a little bit. The shoulders drop. But then I look around. I don't see a body. What happened? Did we not get him?
We couldn't hold him. I couldn't hold him. I thought I could keep him away.
It was my fault, really. I think I could have killed the old dragon, but he missed with my shot. And yeah, well, unfortunately, they got away to lick their wounds.
I have
Never
no
mind,
doubt. I have no doubt you were probably of more use than me that whole time.
Well, no, someone had
It's
to
my
connect
fault.
the old magic, didn't they?
Yeah, I would not recommend it. It was fucking
No,
awful.
it's
I feel
not
like
for you and
death.
me.
I do not feel good. That was him. Oh, it's so fucking cool. What now? We've got to find him, right?
The Uniter.
Oh,
Surely.
Love you all.
We can't give up. You heard Lathander. Got to keep trying. I guess we just need to find where he's gone.
Mm. Back to the island, perhaps. But we're... Can we really stand up to him?
I don't know. How hurt was he when he ran away?
It was practically dead.
You think if you, Elwyn, you feel like if you could have got one more shot on him.
I tried to block him. Alan probably still hasn't moved. He's probably just sat by that tree.
Could I have counterspelled his shield?
Well,
Yeah.
isn't it? You can spell any spell.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have done that then, rather than waiting. Oh well. Live and learn. We need to rest.
Yeah, I feel that.
Nick's
I
on full health.
completely agree.
I don't think Alwyn's been this low health since he was probably level 2.
That's the most damage Elwyn's ever taken in a fight, right?
No,
Elwyn's actually nearly dead.
pretty sure I went down against vampire lady.
Yeah, possibly.
So, where do we go from here? Have you still got the ring?
I checked my pockets.
Yeah.
Yeah, still there.
He's going to come for it again then, isn't he?
I should think so. Can't help himself.
We need to tell the world. We need to convince them to fight.
How are we going to tell the world? We need some sort of, I don't know, sort of network, I suppose, of interconnected devices that we can control and communicate with everybody on the planet with. Maybe a bit like a book. You see, like you know when you write down things in the book, but I suppose it could also have your face on it as well. gives me half a year. I think I could probably make it, but it might take me a little while. I call it book face. I think.
Book face.
It's got a ring to it.
What about putting something in the newspaper?
Well,
That gets everywhere, right?
about visiting them.
Well, that would be good. We'd have to get everyone together, I guess. Which isn't impossible.
It's not. We've got that. We left Austral. William of Austral gave us that ring to take it away from the Uniter. We gave it to him.
We
We
never
didn't
gave
give
it
it
the
to him.
ring. We still got the ring.
Yeah, but he very nearly took it. Although maybe that plays to our advantage.
Hmm.
Do you think he'd come and try and take it again?
I should think so.
Well, what better way to show the leaders of Dewalt or that other place in the south, whose name I can never remember.
Chunk.
Yeah, there. That the threat is real than having the Uniter turn up.
I mean, you're talking potentially risking a lot of lives there if he does. I also think we won't hear from him for a little bit, to be entirely honest. If he was as hurt as you said he was,
He's going back to lick his wounds. I
he's
think
got
now
to lick
could be
his
the
wounds,
time.
he's got to heal himself up.
Hey, how did he get away? Did he what sort of spell did he use?
Teleport.
I'm just saying that as Elwyn would not have known what teleport is.
That's like pretty high level magic, right? You must be able to do that, right, Aaron?
I can do that.
Can you follow his teleportation?
I don't know. Can I? Is there anything left behind? I don't think. Ooh.
Was it teleportation or teleportation circle? And is there a difference?
It was teleportation, which is a
Okay,
higher level
Yeah.
spell. Teleportation circle. The hard work's already been done for you. And to be fair, that's what I can do.
You
Yeah, but don't you have to draw like the symbols that you're going to? Which teleportation circle? That's what
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
It's teleportation circle, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
teleportation circle, but not.
I was wondering if you could have got like information where he went based on the rune that he drew before he left, but I guess not.
No, he drew it.
Yeah, this is a type of magic's not massively out of your reach, but it is a little outside of your power, Aaron. And you can. There is a slight hint in the air still of the magic, but you've got no way of reading it or understanding it. It's yeah.
So, but we could.
Sir, can you see if he's at a certain distance from us now? I don't know the range of teleportation, but could he still be in a near distance to us?
I suppose he could be. He'd be a bit silly too, but
Or maybe he's going to try and catch us when we're not aware, and he's going to try and sneak attack us.
It's possible.
does he have anything on him that we'd know about that I'd be able to track?
A ring that you've been carrying.
I can't track that because it will just tell me the one I'm wearing is the closest.
His book.
I haven't seen it. It's not something I'm familiar with. Was he wearing anything like clear, like unique looking, I guess is my question, Sam? Or could I just track his coat?
Can I
Something like
find
that.
the arrow that?
I've thrown an arrow stuck in his back.
Yeah. Just looking around the area.
You don't see it left behind, no.
Oh, he took it with it. He was stuck in his back.
I've got one of my arrows stuck in his back, so I tried getting him as he's leaving.
But we have got.
It can
we have
locate a
got his
specific
blood.
object known to Lou as long as you've seen it up close within 30 feet at least once. I've seen his jacket up close, right? Because I was next to him.
Yeah.
So I'm going to cast Locate Object. Locating his jacket. If it's within 1,000 feet, I'll get a ping.
Yeah, you don't get a ping.
Okay, he's not within 1,000 feet of us. Say that much for free.
Another option. Do we want to take the fight to him now while he's still wounded?
Well, that is a thought. I'm not sure how I feel about that as a thought, but
I'm pretty dead right now.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
hurting pretty bad. But, well, I say hurting. I'm pretty exhausted.
If we... Well, we can't chase him now. After a short rest, after an hour, I could get us to Aberhan or Ostril. Griffinsteel, to be exact. What are we going to do? That's the question.
It's a bloody good question, isn't it?
I mean, if we went back to Aberhan, we could possibly find out where he is.
Yeah, there's, I assume, someone in the group of magic people there would have the ability to, like, scry on him or something.
They have been tracking him, or
Yeah.
at least his forces.
Have you got any way of getting in contact with the people at Aberhan?
Well, no. And not without going there.
Okay.
I feel like that's our best bet, going to Abraham.
You reckon?
Yeah. I personally feel it's time to take him out, and then we'll leave ourselves free to go after
Arathos.
Arathos.
Yeah. Okay.
Go after
I
Harathos.
feel like if we take him out first, and then we help get the nations to join us for Harathos. I've always wanted to kill a god.
Have you?
Yeah.
Not my god, though, right? Because he's cool.
No, not your god. I kind of like him after today.
I don't think any of the gods are particularly cool, are they?
I don't know, but he seemed alright, that one. For a god, that is.
Yeah, well.
What would you like to do?
I feel like
think-
I want to have a nap.
I was just saying, I think no matter what, we have to long rest, right?
Well, we can short rest. If we short rest, we could short rest, and then I can teleport us to somewhere we've already been.
Oh, I thought Arcane Recovery didn't get anything above a 4th level. Is it 5th?
I thought it was 5th, although I probably
You might be
checked.
right.
I've never actually done it. I was just
We don't need a 4-hour sleep anyway.
Yeah, for an elf, you don't need 4 hours. Anyway.
up to a combined level of 6.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So yeah. So if what we're going to do is go to Ostril or Aberhan, then then we can do that in an hour.
I think we should go to Abraham. I think you're right. They have the best chance of locating him, and they have the best chance of sending people with us that might help.
Maybe.
I think we're going to get more joy out of them than we are out of Austral.
Well, I think Austral.
I think Austral himself was willing to help. I think the people of Austral will not be.
I think once we go and explain the situation on Herethos, and then get them to join us for that battle more than this battle.
That's more important, I think. Yeah.
I feel like we should try and take Z out ourselves.
Okay.
You are short resting, are you?
Yes, I think so.
What's going on?
What time is flying?
Oh, I see.
Immediate recovery, short rest. Ooh, let's have some of those.
Get some hit dice going.
Yeah. There, back up to full. Lovely.
What does auto roll do?
It will roll dice until you get within one dice of your maximum. So if you roll a d6, it will automatically keep rolling dice until you get within 6 of your maximum. Then it's up to you if you want to spend the last one or not. So like it will never. Like, if you end up like one short, it won't spend your die.
Okay.
Health potions are such a scam, by the way.
Oh yeah, they're never very good potions.
You always take a health potion, and then the second you take a health potion, combat ends.
That is true.
I like that auto function.
71 hit points, Elwyn.
Nice.
I did roll 10 dice.
Yeah, you guys.
I've got just a small problem.
Okay.
Oh, hang on, I've probably deleted it somehow. Currently, the spell is not even in my spellbook. But I think I must have accidentally. I think I've probably.
I mean, we need to long rest.
Unlearned it.
Which spell are you missing?
Teleportation circle.
Oh, I can see it in there. You might have a filter turned on or something, possibly.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You might. You can set to only show prepared if you've done that, possibly.
No, I think I've undone that. But I'm just clicking them all and putting them all back on now. Oh no.
You haven't got a filter turned on or anything?
There it is. It's turned up again. Yeah, I've turned off my filters. Oh, of course. The other thing is we do need a long rest because I've just realised I've not prepared it.
If you want to say it was a long rest, we can do that. That's fine.
Yeah. I get my spell slots back then.
Finish long rest. More spell slots. So prepare that one and. I don't know. Was Draconic Spirit worth having? Don't know.
You know, I liked it.
Well, yeah. Yeah, if he's using it, I'm not going to use it. I'm not the same as him. Kind of wishing I'd learnt Disintegrate.
You are
Yeah,
down to a -3, by the way, Arthur.
Yeah, it'd be fine. It's all under control. Don't you worry about it, guys. There's absolutely no downsides to dying. I'd highly recommend it.
Owen's just seen a lot of death.
I mean, ideally, if we could take at least, I don't know, 3 days to find the Uniter, that would be lovely.
Yeah, I don't know how. I think turning up an Abraham could well go quite badly.
Yeah, we loved it, Abraham. It went really well last time we were there.
Maybe they could find Carl as well.
We did leave with with that ring saying, "Oh, if you have this here, it will attract the Uniter and you'll get destroyed."
Yeah,
Well,
we just won't tell them we've got one.
We've not got that one anymore.
Yeah, it's fine. It's a different ring. It's all under
Yeah.
control. They just
So
need to
before
trust
we-
us.
Yeah.
So-
All we
so
need to do
ju-
is borrow their dragon, so their dragon can fight the United's dragon, and we can just 5-on-1Z.
Mm.
No.
So what are we going to ask them to do?
Track Z down. Potentially teleport us to where Z is. Give us magic weapons.
Maybe borrow a dragon.
I don't think the dragon's available for loan.
No?
You
Rubbish.
never know unless you ask.
Yeah, you got to ask these things, you see.
All they can do is say no.
I would also point out that the dragon's not a possession.
Well, there is that.
But do you know what would help us?
You know,
Dragon slaying arrows to kill.
that would be a massive help. Actually, dragon slaying arrows would be awesome.
I wouldn't mind. I'd take some dragon.
I now wish
meat
I brought some earlier thinking about that.
To Abahan?
The
Yeah.
Abraham.
So, yeah. So what are we going to? Because when we get there, they are going to ask us what. So
Well, they probably know we fought him, and he fled in terror.
Yeah, I think we're asking quite simple, right? We could do with a rest, I suppose. We need to find out where he is. Can you scry on him? And if you can find out where he is, would you be able to send us there?
or send us close.
Yeah,
And you give us some things that may or may not help us.
yeah.
We can but ask.
A dragon, dragon clean arrows, not combined in the same usage.
Dragon armor is a thing, I think.
Immune to death word. Potion.
Nah, I'm back to being immune to that again now.
How come we got killed by it last time?
Because I was at less than 100 hit points.
I'm not immune to it.
Nora.
Well, that sounds like a you problem, doesn't it? You haven't got a god that's going to come save you if you get smacked by it either.
I'll kill him in his dreams.
To Abahan?
Okay.
Abraham!
Abraham.
Yeah. Just before I set up the circle, I will cast Mage Armor.
Good plan.
Except that I can't.
Almost
All my spells are broken. But I will cast Mage Armor and reload my Arcane Ward. Okay.
Yeah, we've got no humans in the party anyway.
Hey, I might be human.
No, you're not. You're a kobold.
Yeah, true.
And one of you passed away. So now you're only two.
Yeah, you might notice I'm about 2 feet shorter now.
Oh yeah, lovely.
Cool.
Actually, he's just cycled the three of them round, hasn't he?
Yeah, dead one's in the middle now.
That's depressing.
I know.
Is it actually? So we're imagining this as like being cuddly kobolds. Is this more like kobolds in a World War One tank?
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible. Okay, so
Abraham.
to Abraham teleportation circle,
Nice.
which weirdly is not a ritual spell. Feels like it ought to be. Again, knock off a 5th level spell.
Okay. It looks like I may have made one minor mistake.
You didn't think we were going back there?
No, well, no. I rearranged some of my art assets and stuff, and it appears as if I may have deleted that particular map because when
Deleted Abraham.
Well,
God.
no, the scene exists, but the map doesn't. There's just a big exclamation mark.
Oh, the walls still exist though.
Yeah. It's just the background image that I've just moved. I rearranged the folders, and I must have moved this one or renamed it or something. There you go. You can imagine that this is some kind of location.
Oh, fucking hell, there's a warg as well. The warg's there. Our dog's back, guys.
You guys don't like that anymore, do you? It's gone. And you, and you, Carl. Anyway, there is,
Just for a second, as we flicker through.
I might leave Pepper there as well, though, Sam.
What, in the forest?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm going to tell Pepper to go back to the pack for now.
Ooh, bold. Fair enough. Yeah, you use your teleportation circle, Aaron, and you you head back to Abraham and to the Order of the Magi. You find yourself back in. There is in one of the many towers of the Order have there. One of them is like a central hub for teleportation, where there is a teleportation circle, which you bring yourself to, and you are quite quickly greeted by some other members of the Order who sort of immediately sort of dash up to you and ask you for an update on your journey. Presumably, nothing too positive to tell them.
No, we fought him in battle. He ran away. We want you to track him down so we can try and finish him off. I don't think there's anything negative about that.
That is true. I've got other information to pass on, either to them or to whoever wants to debrief us. I guess that William Austral is open to working with anyone to defeat Harathos.
Okay.
I'm not sure that the council in Austral is open to that. But for now, William seems to be in charge.
There is certainly a slight surprise, slight uncertainty about that message as you deliver it. But yeah, it is received. You are taken as a group to go and meet one of the members of the Council of Eight, the sort of most powerful users of each of the schools of magic. As you are keen to ascertain the location of the Uniter, you are taken to the Master of Divination, who you have all met previously. Even you, Aaron, would have, although you weren't in that scene, you would have met her previously. An elf named Charlia Daylin.
It is Daylin, isn't it? Yeah.
It is, yeah. As you arrive, Aaron, Charlia greets you immediately, and she recognises the rest of the party as well. She tells you she has been checking in and watching your group since you left, and especially since Erend has joined you on her task to better understand the situation. She tells you she has been scrying on the Uniter at regular intervals to try to understand his location and his plans. She tells you that like when she scryed previously in the presence of your party, the Uniter does sometimes seem to be aware of her scrying. She's not sure that is always the case, but he has made that sort of overtly clear to her at times. But she says if your interest now is to find out where he is currently, then she could certainly scry on him now.
That would be good, if possible.
So we want to know where he is, and then we would request to be transported there. Is
Yeah.
that what we're saying?
Think so.
Yeah. We want some help taking out that dragon.
Okay. She you see she has a silver mirror in her hands. She begins to cast scrying on it. She sort of holds the mirror out in front of her, looking into it. Has one hand to like her temple. She sort of closes her eyes for a moment and focuses, and then she opens her eyes. She tells you she can see the Uniter, and she sort of moves the mirror out slightly and holds it sort of in the middle of the group, and you can all see the Uniter sat sort of slumped down on the ground, back against the chest of the sand dragon Leo, both looking like they've had better days, but similar to yourselves, have had a chance to rest up. Is looking better than they were last time you saw them, at least. And as you're looking, you can see actually the Uniter is actually shouting. Clearly, is shouting quite angrily. And there's movement you can see around in this sort of slight area of vision that you have through the mirror. You can see there is a short figure stood alongside the Uniter at this point, with a heavy leather hood over their head. Those of you that have travelled in the presence of the Uniter previously recognise this immediately as Murdry Tinkerrock.
He's still alive.
And then you can see the Uniter shouting really angrily, rage-filled at Murdry. And you see Murdry sort of speaks back saying something. And then the Uniter actually gets up to his feet, and actually pulls up onto Leokin and pulls himself up and sits on the back of Leokin. And as he sort of pulls himself up, you get a better look at the surrounding terrain. They are on it looks like quite a large open sort of field, grassed area, and around them, as the Uniter pulls himself up and sits on the back of the dragon, you can see a very, very large camp. There are tents dotted all over the place, and you can now see groups all around the place of what look to be soldiers. Some look like they are sparring. some preparing meals, others in some sort of rest. There is a very sizable group here. As you sort of take in the scenery, there could well be more than 500 people in this group that you see currently. As you sort of take that in, you see that the Uniter is shouting again, but there's no sort of, this isn't like the rage shouting of previously. Looks like a speech. You can see some of the people nearby are listening in as the Uniter are sort of shouting, and points occasionally around the people that are listening, clearly trying to engage, maybe even sort of boost up some of these people that are listening. And then you see the Uniter reaches down into the satchel at their side and pulls out a book which you recognise, Elwyn. The same book that Zirviel carried for the entire time that you were in their presence. And the Uniter holds the book up above their head at this point and is sort of shouting at this group listening, trying to sort of engage them. And you see there is a sort of, you can sort of, although you cannot hear anything, you can see there's like some cheering begins. Some people start sort of banging weapons against shields. There's clearly some engagement in return now from the group that are listening in to this speech, this shouted commands. Charlia looks at your group and she tells you she recognised the location. This is the same place they've been watching Uniter for the past few weeks. This is the island of Blyburn. This is where the Uniter's been amassing this army. She tells you she could send you there now if you so wish. She could send you to the exact place you're scrying or to a nearby spot. But you can tell there is a... She clearly doesn't think that is your best option.
There's no way we can fight him, let alone his army.
We can fight him. It's the army I'm worried about.
Do we wait for him to move again?
I think we've got to take him by surprise. But that might mean we need to organise someone else to attack his army. If someone attacks his army, and then we bamf in right behind him and go, ha-ha! You know,
but
he's fucked.
Oh, we appear to have lost Charlie, I've just noticed.
Yeah, apparently his laptop has crashed.
Just pulling up the map again to look. I mean, he's in Brightburn. What's he doing there? I mean, he's amassing his army.
He's getting his army to attack somewhere.
So where's he going to attack?
He's probably got a teleport spell. He can teleport him anywhere. Most likely, it's going to be a city. Where else do you build an army? Maybe that's how he was going to take a ring from Austria.
Teleport. You can't. Even he can't teleport the whole army.
Depends how many wizards he's got in his army.
I suppose that is true, but But then he didn't bring anyone with us when he came after us in Pear Trees or in
Yeah, he
Newton's Grove.
probably went on his own on a dragon.
Mm.
He probably underestimated us. He was overconfident he could take us easy, and now he's licking his wounds when he realised he couldn't.
Where's he going to go?
Is there still one ring we've got unaccounted for?
At least, yeah. We know he's got one, right? I think we worked that out, didn't we? That he had one.
Yeah.
I might be making that up, actually.
You've got one in your possession.
Obviously, we've got one.
There's one you left at the
Citadel have
Citadel.
got one.
Yeah.
The
There's one
Garbanoids have one.
Yeah. Coolgar has got one.
Coolgar's Ghost's got one.
And you know that Harathos has
And there's
one.
a fifth one.
Oh, Harathos has one.
You know that Harathos has got one, yeah.
Yeah. So that's all of them accounted for at that point.
Yeah.
So he's going somewhere. Is he going to go and get? Is he collecting rings? Is that what did he say to us when he
He was
turned up?
collecting the ring of power, right?
He needs the power. He needs the rings, right? That's the thing.
So from his point of view, we think he's got one. Arathos has got another, so surely he doesn't need that. Coolgar's ring was used.
Yes.
Up. The power's gone from it.
Coolgar's ring had been to Harathos, so the chain has been broken there, I guess.
Yeah. So he needs
the ring from the Citadel, the ring from the Garbanoids, and the ring from us.
Yeah, and he's not going to get the ring from the Citadel.
And he's not going to get the ring from the Garbanoids unless he plans on taking a war to the Garbanoids right now, which might be why he's keeping Murdry around, because Murdry is a link to knowing what the Garbanoids are doing, I guess.
And the way to get the Garbanoids is in Austral, right?
Well, Austral suggested they knew where the Garbanoids were.
Or just very strong magic would get you there, I should think. I'd assume they're in their own plane.
I think the council, or I guess William Austral, told us that the Garbanoids were on Thentos somewhere.
They did, yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's his next target then. Maybe he's going to try and steamroll the Garbanoids.
Sounds like an ideal time to...
Maybe we should find out where the Garbanoids live.
Well, we can ask.
What are the chances of it being right near where he's stationed right now?
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Charlie does ask you if you have some knowledge or anything these Garbanoids, if you have something that may be able to assist in any way, she may be able to scry towards or on them.
Do we have anything to go? Do you guys?
If only I'd kept Pepper with me, Pepper would have been killed by one.
You've seen the Garbanoids, right?
I've seen the Garbanoids. Would my memories count as something you can look into?
You can, a description, a good description of their sort of likeness would be enough to aid.
Yeah. Pretty sure, is there not one way she can just see my memories, or I'll just describe it? I'll just describe a Garbanoid. I'm also the only one here that's thought a Garbanoid as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah. She she closes that scrying window in the mirror, and she begins listening to your information, your story of the Garbanoids.
Also, if I remember correctly, good old Warforged drew a picture of a Garbanoid,
You did.
and that he probably gave me because I asked him to draw it.
You did.
So I may still have this picture that Warforged drew of a Garbanoid.
You
To
certainly
his
would.
amazing abilities.
Callbacks, love it. Yeah, she sort of has a look through. Then she asks, if do you have anything, any kind of physical connection? Do you have a possession maybe that they had, or do you have access to body parts, anything like that? Anything you've got that might have a connection would aid. But she can attempt to scry with just what you've given.
Unfortunately, I was the only one who was never mind controlled by one.
That is true.
And they're the only thing I never took apart.
I mean,
See, like, Owen suddenly gets Hydra blood out, some dragon teeth, Hydra teeth. Nah, I've got no Garbanoid teeth.
We could get something from Griffinsteel, I would have thought,
Yeah, there's probably body parts there.
and they've got information about them.
They said they knew where they were anyway, so we
much
should
said they
have
knew where
tried
they
to
were,
get
but
from them.
they've probably got something that we could use to scry. Yeah, that we could.
Can you hear me, by the way?
Oh, it can now.
Cool.
That's
Yeah,
the first
awesome.
I've heard you since you went.
I don't know how it's on my laptop. It doesn't seem to be charging it properly. It's sat at 1% and it won't charge even if it's been plugged in for like an hour. And it just crashed a couple of times, so I don't know what's going on. But hopefully it stays stable for the next half an hour or so.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
let's do a brief retcon. I just suddenly remembered you can totally hear with scrying. Instead of you getting no sense of any of that. The angered shouting and arguing that the Uniter was sending in the direction of Murdery was a rather long rant and tirade about your group, and that you would essentially manage to ally yourself with Lathander. You can see the hate in the Uniter's eyes as he mentions Lathander by name, one of the gods. But he tells Murdery in this sort of angry rant that you have another one of the rings with you, and that without Lathander, that he could come and snatch that ring back off you easily in a moment's notice. It's at that point that Murdery interrupts and sort of speaks to Uniter and tells the Uniter that they still have a lead on the Garbanoids, and the ring they have in their possession. Murdery can still hear their voices from time to time. He still has some level of connection with the sort of hive mind of these Garbanoids. And he tells the Uniter that perhaps going there first, before coming after your group, would be a more wise decision on the back of the defeat that the Uniter just sort of suffered to you. Is at that point that the Uniter sort of climbs onto Leokin's back and gives this speech to those that are listening and nearby, and talks about is very open about the fact that they're going to go and get the last rings they need to free Haraphos, and it's upon this sort of mention of freeing Haraphos that this army and this group begin sort of celebrating and banging their weapons.
yeah, so
Question.
Yeah.
The army that he's got, is it mostly
Yes.
humanoid, or is it a lot of like monstrous races?
From what you can see in the scrying, it looks mostly humanoid. Yes, it looks like these pleas for those that want to join this war against the gods have been heard by various people with bones to pick, I suppose, with the gods. I wouldn't know how that feels.
Yeah. Carl and Eleanor at the front.
Maybe they're trying to kill Harathos.
Maybe. Well, should we go and warn the Garvanoids?
No. They will probably prefer to try and eat you than heed a warning.
Charlie does say to you again, like she can attempt to scry with the information you have given her with the picture of the Garvanoids if you would wish.
Yeah, I think we try and lie in wait, and then
Yeah, I think so.
as soon as he finishes killing them, we attack.
Alright, I will put your fate or ability in this particular check, I guess, in your own hands. Which one of you wants to roll a d20 for me?
Cormac
Add
does.
the modifiers, etc. There you go, Cormac. Roll a d20. You had a picture, didn't you? That will help somewhat. Cormac's ping just jumped up into the 400s.
He's playing Minecraft in the background.
And possibly because they just completed his rest.
I was going to say, he's just done a long rest.
You there, Cormac?
Do I go for roll a d20?
Yeah. There's some modifiers that I'll just add on manually. It's fine.
At least it wasn't a 1 like he normally rolls.
Yeah, Charlie begins. You see, she again tries this hand mirror to scry using the information you've been able to give about the Garvanoids. She tries. You see the metal of the mirror slowly begins to sort of form this sort of watery look to it, and then just goes back to a solid mirror. And she's unable to get a scry successful.
I think Austral can tell us that. But do we?
Ostra will know where the Garvanoids are.
So we could go back to Austral. We could find out where the Garvanoids are, and then get there. Not exactly sure how, but and then wait for the Uniter to arrive.
I doubt it takes a dragon long to fly there.
Yeah. But then, wait for him to arrive, wait for them to fight, and then swoop in afterwards.
Especially if we can watch the fight and know we can land somewhere near it.
What do you think, John?
I think I'm having issues with my computer, and I'm missing most of this, unfortunately, as it's playing up. I mean, I'm too busy working on this book face. I was trying to. I've always got it so I can post things on it, but I can get it to work for me, not for other people, unfortunately. So I'm just trying to work on it now. My posting and what I mean is waiting in the book, and other people can see what I've written in my book or in their book. If that makes sense. That's my idea, anyway.
If you want Charlie to help tell you how to build like scrying, so every user of your thing will be, at your beck and call, then she could probably help with that.
Everything you write gets written into a journal in the archive somewhere as well. Errand thinks we should warn the Garbanoids.
I'm going to disagree with that 100%.
But you've got a good established relationship with them, Owen.
I feel like I actually killed more Garbanoids than they killed of people that were with me.
Nix?
Yeah.
Should we go and warn the Garbanoids?
I mean, we might be able to get some allies, so...
Elwin
Yeah, I
would
guess.
100% go against you if you join the Garbanoids, and he is making that well known.
Well, we're not going
Garbanoids
to join
take
them.
over
We're not going to
or
join
control
them.
people.
We're not going to join them. We can just...
They are no friend.
I know.
They are literally a little bit below the Uniter.
Yeah, but there's a chance that even if it's just a temporary alliance, then we can still get some help. Because, I mean... Do you really think we could take on a god?
We were one shit away from killing him.
That was the Uniter.
I don't think the Garbanoids will help us with Herethos. I doubt it.
It's up to you guys.
Dom?
I don't meet no Garbanoids, but I don't trust no one, which ultimately causes what's going on now. If you think about it, there ain't no Garbanoids, there ain't no friend who's dead, and there ain't no Uniter. So, no, thank you.
Otto?
I wouldn't trust them enough to work with them in any capacity. I don't think we should warn them. Because I think there's a potential if we warn them, they run. And then they don't do the job we need them to.
So what's our next step?
I guess find out where the Garbanoids are. And loiter.
Okay.
Charlia tells you she can attempt the scrying spell again tomorrow.
I think we can. I think Austral know where they are, and we can certainly get
Yeah,
some more
I think so
information.
too.
We can get stuff to help with the scry spell. If nothing else from Austral.
Yeah.
You can see Charlia's a little surprised by you, Aaron, seemingly having faith in Austral.
Mm. I don't know. I don't have faith. I don't think in Austral or in humans, but William of Austral, he had faith in us. I think.
Yeah. So you guys want to head back to Austral?
Well, we could. Let's look at me. I mean, effectively, I mean, even without resting, I could take us to Austral.
So the order can send you there via the
Yeah.
teleportation circle. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would suggest we, if nothing else, I think we go to Austral and get some information on where the Golnoids are, and then come back.
Yep, I'm fine with that.
I think we need two parts. First is if we can manage to take out the Garbanoids, wouldn't we then have control of all the rings? Which means we need to make a decision whether the elves of here will help us with the humans of Austrial fight Harathos. I think we need to be open about what our next plan is once we take out the Uniter, well, if we take out the Uniter. And the fact, if we do fail taking out Uniter, they know where he is, and if they have an army there waiting for him, there's a chance that they can take him out.
Do you think that perhaps we could at least set up a meeting? That would be my suggestion. We can take a message to William now and bring a reply back, and perhaps open up communication between Abahan and Austral. But Abahan's only one city.
It's the start, though.
I mean, I don't know whether Abahan would. I mean, yeah, we can. We can leave it with Abahan's with the Order of Magi to discuss. We can leave it with Austral to discuss, and ideally, we want them to send out messages to Dwarf and the Chalkian Empire.
Yeah.
And suggest a meeting, a Zoom call, whatever. I guess if you got mages, if you can hear with scrying, if you've got a mage at both sides, you could scry, then you could actually just do that. Safer than meeting up.
There's definitely a way to have a conference discussion.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we that is the next step. Aaron definitely thinks that the only way that we're going to be able to defeat the Uniter, let alone Harathos, is by working together. I mean,
I think we could take out Uniter. I think we need to help Harathos.
I actually think, now I think about it, I think Lathander tasked us with that, Artur. With bringing the people together.
In a way, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So I think I would say we put the idea to Abahan, put the idea to Austral. We go off and take out the Uniter, bring back some evidence, and hopefully by then they will have reached out to the other countries, and perhaps they will agree to meet somewhere.
Yeah.
We can't just not do anything. That's what Abahan's done for hundreds of years. So yeah, Okay, Erend will sort of stand up and from the table that we're sat at. I'm ready to go to Austral.
No time like the present.
All in?
Yeah.
What's to find out what they know.
Fair.
I mean, if you want to stay here, we can just go there and come back. We're not. I mean, it's not like we're going to get there and discover that William of Austria has been overthrown and the council have locked him up in the dungeon or anything. I'm sure that's not happened. But now we need to get there quick before Sam makes that happen.
Who wants to head? Who is heading back to Austria?
Erwin will be heading back.
Yeah.
I feel like he was the one who introduced it, and feels like you have to be there.
Arthur obviously is going.
But like the fact that we're probably going to have to go to Garbanoids after here, so teleport him back.
I think the current expected itinerary is Austral, collect some information on the Garbanoids, pass on our message back to Abahan, give them the information on the Garbanoids, another long rest, and then off we go.
Get some magic.
Maybe Abahan will have decided to help us by then.
Okay. She just want to head back and speak to Elliot Austria, the Emperor.
Is it Elliot? I've been calling him William all this time, haven't I?
William was bad, Grandad.
Oh yeah, yeah, Elliot.
Okie dokie. Yeah, the Order are able to teleport you there via the teleportation circle they have in the city. In this safe house where Erend previously forced you all to be blindfolded. I don't know if there is a similar situation here or not.
I wasn't going to. The Order might want them to, but I think we're beyond that.
Yeah, they are trusting. I don't think that's a problem. So yeah, you are via teleportation circle sent back to Griffinstill to this safe house of the Order. Upon arriving this time, previously you were all unable to see anything as you were all forced to be blindfolded by Erend. But yeah, this time you arrive there in this sort of small safe house. There are 3 elves there, a male and 2 females, who last time ushered into silence by Erend, but this time see you arrive. They speak briefly of Erend, again, sort of trying to ask for any updates, any information on what has been happening. Probably not overly excited by the information that you are able to return. Yeah, you are welcome that and able to head back to the back into the palace in Griffinstill again, where you come face to face with Elliot. Yeah, and again he asks you what happened since you left. You left for Pear Trees. How did it go?
Mixed. We encountered the Uniter and survived.
Led.
We were aided by Lathander, and Erend will tell sort of that story and tell that Lathander has said that the gods can't help directly anymore, and that it's up to the people of Thentos to stop Harathos returning.
Or get him to return and kill him.
And
I didn't mean to click that, but there you go. There's a picture of Elliot Ostrom.
See,
Like a happy-looking Stone Cold
trust-
Steve Austin.
Trustworthy. Yeah, and the and sort of repeat that we, or that I hope that the people of Thentos will come together to do this, and that Austral would be willing to meet with the other nations.
Elliot responds to this very positively. He is he's very open to opening communications with the other nations and discussing this situation. He tells you he's a believer that this is clearly a problem that is beyond any one nation, any one group in the world. If everything you have said is true, then there's no reason he would be against that at all. And he turns to an aide in the room and sort of asks them to begin making any preparations necessary to put out communications to any of the other nations they can to begin opening these lines of communication, essentially. And then he says to you, what can we do in the meantime whilst we wait for replies?
We need to know about the Garbonoids. We believe we know that Abahan, or we know that the Uniter is heading to claim the ring from the Garbonoids.
Elliot tells you that since your last meeting, Galmus has been removed from his council of advisors, and as Elliot calls it, the wealth of knowledge which Galmus and others in that council of advisors have been keeping from him has been he's now has access to, and has learned about what the Empire knows about these creatures you call the Garbonoids. He tells you that they know they are clearly from another plane of existence, but that they appear to have taken up some kind of refuge on Thentos. Elliot, based on your previous discussions and the information you had given him, was concerned that this base appeared to be within Griffinsteel itself, in the lower levels of the archives. But that clearly was a misunderstanding. The Garbonoids had a interest in getting some of the magic items that were stored in the lower levels of the archives, but that's certainly not where they, as he calls it, have been nesting. He tells you that, and you see he sort of stops and smiles to himself briefly. He says, "It's not just me that information has been withheld from. Clearly, there are whole parts of history, whole parts of the world itself, which apparently knowledge is withheld for whatever reason from those of us not privy to that information. He has become aware that these creatures, the Garbonoids, they do indeed have a base, a nest here on Thentos, but it is It's not within Griffinsteel, nor is it within Austriel. And then he actually points over at a map, like framed on one of the walls, and he laughs and he says, "Not even on that map, as it turns out. This world apparently has many more secrets and is much wider than our parents have perhaps told us." And he tells you there is a who knows how many. There's at least one unknown continent or mass of land he's become aware of, where the Garbonoids apparently are based. Travelling there by physical means would be weeks, if not months. But the Empire, through some of the magic items stored in the lower levels of the archives, they have the ability to transport themselves there via arcane methods, and could follow the Garbonoids back the exact same route they took to break in to the archives. And he sort of takes in as there is this sort of silence, I guess, as this wealth of information is shared, and he smiles a little and he says, "I feel I've asked so much of you already, and you have already done a great service to me by exposing those around me in my council who are not telling me the truth. And it appears even beyond that, you have taken on the weight of an entire world's problems. So to ask more of you now just feels selfish. But nobody seems more trusted, more informed on this situation than yourselves. If it's not to be you to go and meet the Uniter or these Garbonoids, or and he almost stops for himself as he almost sort of takes in the sort of gravity of the words, and or even Haraphos himself, then who better? I put my faith in you, my friends. But Austriel, the Empire, and any allies that open lines of communication with us in this time, we will back you on whatever path you. If you can back up your decisions and justify them, then the Empire stands behind you in whatever you believe is the next step we should take.
I guess I've got something I owe the Garbonoids anyway.
And Elliot asked you as a group, just to be clear, your intention, you seemed unclear. You plan to go and commune with these creatures and warn them of the Uniter?
I think they're not trustworthy enough to be warned.
So you plan to beat him there?
I believe we were discussing what way to go.
My thought was we try and get there just after the Uniter gets there. Catch him from behind whilst he's fighting.
Yeah.
That was the intention.
I
So
agree
that's
with that
gonna
one.
require some good timing.
Yeah,
Or
I think
some
that's
good
a good
stealth.
idea, but I don't know what's how we're going to do that. I suppose. Well, I mean, we can't really do it at the moment, can we? But if you get the old woman who can do the scrying, then that might help.
Yeah.
That would be willing to have elves come here
If we
or in the underground.
if if we are pushing to do this, if we are putting our lives at risk to try and take care of this threat, is Austral going to at least do their part?
In what way?
We need fighters. We need as many fighting men as you can get. You know, to if the United comes at us with an army, we are gonna die if we don't have an army behind us.
You can see he sort of stops for a moment and takes in what you're saying, but there's clear sense in what you're saying. There's if the Uniter has an army of the strength that you believe he has at this point, then as worthy fighters as the five of you have shown yourself to be, then yeah, that is a fool's errand for sure. And he tells you, he nods and he tells you, okay then, we go and retrieve. You go and retrieve the ring that these creatures have, or at least prevent it from being taken by the Uniter. And then upon your return to Austria, we'll amass as many of our own forces as we can, and any of those from our would-be allies who we will contact in the meantime. And then we will take the fight to the Uniter himself. And if somehow he walks away from these Garbanoids and your confrontation there, then his entire army will fall to the combined armies of Austria and its allies. Agreed?
Agreed.
Agreed.
So be it. He turns to that aide again. He says, whilst you're making contact with as many of the other nations as you can, I suggest we make Abahan and the Order a priority. This Master of Divination is clearly a requirement if we are to pull off this next step of the plan. And that's where we'll leave things.
Bringing the world closer together.
Yeah, only if we stand in front of them, though.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm getting good at getting beaten up and killed now, so...
How many characters you had to die?
Not that many, right?
If you call the snowy thing, you died there. Obviously, Z's died. Now,
yeah, Z
that's
got
three.
dropped a couple of times.
How many times has Carl died?
I've been dropped a few times as Artua as well now.
Died once, maybe twice. Twice, I think we.
Alan is yet to die.
Well.
Even in the Santa Claus thing, Alan was still alive.
God, he did. Yes, he did. He did die in that. Forgot about that.
Owen's hid and came back to rescue everyone.